Welcome to Greyfibre Email Reader. My name is Bill Garman, and in this video we'll walk through how our application, the Greyfibre Email Reader, uses Google to securely access Gmail using the sensitive information and restriction scopes in line with Google API policies. Let's begin by sharing our client data. That we are organization, project number, and user as depicted on the screen. This will also be provided in detail in our submission. Before diving into the authentication flow, let me briefly define what Greyfibre Email Reader's role is for small business owners. The Greyfibre Email Reader is an automation solution specifically designed for small business owners who use QuickBooks Online. The application integrates seamlessly with QuickBooks in order to update transactions from emails and chats, helping business owners save time and reduce errors. Email Reader is dependent on Google services for integration with email reading, as it will be demonstrated through this product. As you see, the main sections of the Greyfibre email landing page are the control section at the top, the action list, which actually has been generated from emails, chats, the email section, which is organized according to active, sort, and out of scope, the chat section, which is used for collaboration, and in the lower right-hand corner, there's an AI chatbot in order to provide quick replies and to assist with next steps. The flow that happens in the integration is that the user will sign in, that the Google authentication will pop up if it has expired. After having signed on, there'll be an option to do data sync, which will combine together the QuickBooks information and the Gmail information. And then that will create action requests, which can be responded to by the user using a combination of entering directly into the action list, chatting with team members. So let's go through the process of sign in. So when the user signs in, they first go to the greyfibre.com website, they log in, they sign in using their email address, which then will give them the different configurations if they have multiple configurations. After selecting that, they enter their password, which is case sensitive. They'll then retrieve a one-time password, which is sent to their email address. They'll enter that code in, and now they're signed into the application. At that point, they'll go to the landing page. When they arrive at the landing page, if it has expired, the Google authentication prompt will come up in the top. The consent that's going to be requested are for reading email messages, for associating your personal info, and for any of the personal information that has been made publicly available. The mock screen is to the left, the actual screen is to the right-hand side. The process of the consent starts off first with the branding page, which identifies what is the application that's requesting the approval. There's then an option in order to go down to the detail of what are each one of the scopes that are being requested, which actually has an even further level that it can go to for detail. And then what has to happen is that the user must click allow in order to proceed. There is a language button that will default to English, but it has the option of going to other languages to help with understanding. The requested scopes are the Gmail read-only, the OpenID, the user info email, and as stated on the previous slide, is that the user can get more detail on each one of these by clicking the down arrow. Once they have completed that, now they're inside the application itself. And so on the top control section, there's a data synchronization or sync data icon, which will prompt again for Google authentication if it's expired. Otherwise, it'll go straight to notifying them that the process is running. The process upon completion will have an email summary, which again will give the summarized information from the email based on whether it's active, sort, or out of scope. That will be combined together with the QuickBooks information and any earlier chats and emails in order to generate action requests. These basically are used in order to help the AI agent with gaining additional information and approvals when needed. The responding to the emails can also happen by collaborating with team members or with partners using the chat section that's in the landing page. This then brings us to the security compliance. The security compliance meets all the standards. It has token-based authentication, no password storage, uses the least privilege that's needed, times limited authorization, encrypted token storage from end to end, user-controlled access and revocation, end-to-end encryption of the cloud infrastructure, regular security audits, compliance check, and of course, OAuth 2.0 integration for both Google and for QuickBooks. As far as privacy compliance, again, we comply with the API services user data policy. We use only the purposes stated that are in the privacy policy. We never share with third parties except for without explicit consent, which there's only one condition where that happens. We'll show you that the stored securely using industrial standard encryption, retained only as long as necessary for the services, and can be revoked at any time by the user. The one time where there could be is an opt-in option for AI training consent. If opted in, then they are informed exactly what the consent is. It's a transparent description of what the AI usage would be, how we anonymize their data to protect their identity, and also it's not a requirement for the core feature or functionality of the product. Brings us to the summary. So what we've attempted to do here is to complete the flow to show you the scopes and explain and justify why they are needed, to make it clear that the user consent is a requirement of the process, that there's strong data privacy protection from end to end, that there's compliance with all of the Google API services as far as the user data policy, and that we are transparent and accurate in our noticing and control from the user. Again, if there are any additional questions, please follow up with us. There's additional information on greyfibre.com. You email us at info@greyfibre or connect with me directly by getting a calendar time. We would like to answer any of the questions that you might have. Thank you again, and we look forward to sharing this in the future.